Greetings, dear friends. You are on the channel Military Reporter. You see the footage of the detention of a Russian military man who was recruited by the Ukrainian security services. On their instructions, he was preparing a terrorist attack in the Moscow region. A criminal case has been opened. Kiev promised the man to evacuate his children to the west. The video is published by the FSB. The enemy was moving towards the positions of the Russian units, but was detected in time from the air. FPV drone crews of the 20th Guards Army of the 20th Guards General Troops Army of Army Group West caught up with and destroyed 2 enemy BMPs, including 1 Bradley. Both were burned down with their crews. In the video you can see how a temporary deployment point of Ukrainian soldiers blew up in the enemy's close rear, near the village of Velikiy Babrik, 19 kilometers southeast of the city of Sumy. A location of Ukrainian formations set up in a private residential area was destroyed. According to intelligence reports, there were about 30 men from the 106th Separate Brigade of Territorial Defense in the location. The strike also destroyed several enemy vehicles. Footage shows Russian drone ambush on AFU fighters. A Russian drone of the airplane type Molniya worked on the point of temporary deployment of the AFU in the Kursk border area. And I also found a video of the arrival shot by Ukrainian soldiers. In this footage you can see the impact of the Iskander-M missile. Publics are writing about the mass death of Ukrainian armed forces soldiers after the impact of the Iskander missile in the Dnipropetrovsk region. At one of the training grounds of Dnipropetrovsk region, through the fault of specific officers, there was a tragedy. During the formation, probably, on a tip-off from an enemy spy drone. Also in Ukrainian publics published a screenshot of the military Idar Bunyatov, who somewhere in the comments said that 50 Ukrainian soldiers were killed. Assault actions of Russian units supported by FPV drones on the Orkhovsky direction. For emplacements, for dugouts and a firing position with living forces were destroyed. And this video shows the work of operators of the 217th Ivanovsky on the Sumy direction. FPV drones on fiber optic tracking targets in a forest plantation. They found a camouflaged Ukrainian armed forces pickup truck and successfully hit it. A specialist from the explosive laboratory of the Separate Assault Detachment 33 MSP 20 MSD developed an explosive device for use in assault operations. The body of the product is made in the shape of a ball, with a special reinforced compound inside. The types of projectiles vary in weight and dimensions. This ammunition has proven itself in battles as a powerful and versatile tool for combating enemy manpower. Destroyed Bogdan's self-propelled artillery unit of the AFU on the Konstantinovsky direction. After the liberation of Velika and Novosayolka, units of the Vostok Force Group have been disrupting attempts to regroup AFU formations and transfer enemy personnel and equipment to the South Donetsk direction. Russian UAV operators and snipers are constantly monitoring the actions of the militants, and their joint combat work is a guaranteed death to the enemy. Look at this footage. First, the drone operators immobilized the American armored vehicle, Max Pro, which was transporting Ukrainian armed forces personnel. After that, the infantry who tried to leave the vehicle were destroyed by a sniper pair with targeted fire. Images from Sumy direction. Russian artillerymen worked hard on a landing occupied by Ukrainian soldiers. Russian artillerymen, along the entire front line, continue to work on positions and equipment of the AFU militants from all-barrel artillery of various caliber. This is seen from the cameras of Ukrainian soldiers. Where you can't go by land, Russia goes through rivers. These Russian soldiers do not storm enemy positions, but do everything to ensure that equipment, supplies get to the front line properly. Pontoon crossing, one of the priority targets for the enemy, to destroy which the enemy spares no missiles and shells. Military engineers, risking no less than assaults, persistently build bridges for a stable supply of Russian troops. The footage shows the work of pontooners of the Northern Guard in the Kursk border area. After engineering reconnaissance of the coastline, sections of the future crossing are being unloaded. A few minutes and the pontoon links are assembled into a single ribbon ready for the passage of vehicles. In this footage, you can see the storming of AFU positions by Russian soldiers. In this video, you can see a Russian drone dropping bombs on Ukrainian trenches, clearing the way for the assault groups of Russian troops. Calculations of the BM-21 Grad MLRS of the Tula paratroopers destroyed an accumulation of infantry of the armed forces of Ukraine in the border areas of the Kursk region. This is what a real gunfighter looks like. Russian drone pilots opened the control point of the Ukrainian soldiers' UAVs and immediately destroyed them with a drone strike. Russian soldiers storming Chasiv Yar. In the footage, you can see how the Russian aerospace forces demolished the positions of UAV operators, supporting the assault on Gavo on the Kursk front. The Russian Defense Ministry published footage of the assault and liberation of the village of Lebedevka in the Sujin district of Kursk region by units of the Tula airborne troops.
Да, правильно, правильно, прямо идем, прямо. Давай, это открыточка, бегом.
Давайте, мужчина, открытку бегом.
На голосовом контакте зачищают все. Первый упорник зашел. В дом заходит, в дом, второй в дом, быстрее. И скажи, что сильно там не шумим, развиваем успех. Все, дальше двигается.
This video is from the archive. In this frame, you can see how Russian troops liberated the village of Lebedevka. The rare drone was visually identified by members of the air defense system of the 3rd Army Corps. At first, the observers did not understand what type of drone it was. But in the end, the unusual silhouette in the sky above the outskirts of Holyuka was identified as a German vector reconnaissance drone. That's all, dear friends. Subscribe to the channel, put likes, and don't forget to click on the bell to not miss new episodes. See you soon.